I want to tell you, BBC and every stations which have ganged up against TB Joshua, we are not going to allow you intimidate our African spiritual leaders. TB Joshua died because God decided his time was up. He was going to rest and is resting. We will not allow you to come out in the media giving our poor sons and daughters money to come and give false witnesses. This lady, a white woman, who stood up and said she was a lesbianism, she came in Africa to find help.
Hello people of the internet, my name is Zarok Thomas and I want to welcome you back to Pashwa TV. If you're joining us, thank you so much. Click the subscribe button and also turn on that notification bell icon to ensure that once we upload something right here on Pashwa TV, you'll be the first one to get notified. Now, right here in studio, I'm so much privileged and I'm joined by Nabii Mahewa. He has been trending in East Africa for the past like 3-4 months. He has been underground and today he is back, guys. And today we just want to react to TB Joshua's story because he's one of the best friends of TB Joshua. And I just want him to tell us something that he knows about TB Joshua. So feel so much welcomed.
I think I should hold it because I'm going to talk much. Thank you, Pashwa TV, for inviting me in your studios today. When you heard I was in the country because I had just arrived some like a week ago. I'm in Kenya right now, and I'm privileged to be hosted by you in your channel. My name, for those people who are watching me for the first time, my name is Nabii Mahewa or Prophet Mahewa. I am a true miracle center. I am a true servant of God. I work according to the instructions of God. And today I'm in these studios to talk about something that has been aching in my head for quite long because we have been so silent for quite long and we are not going to allow this to continue. Number one, why should you talk about someone who is resting in peace? Why should you pay a family member to come and give out a false testimony against his father? As a young man, TB Joshua was a very close friend to me. He taught me a lot. I first met him in Nigeria when I attended his church services. And I had I don't know how I can say it. I had a very super what powers, something like powers, that TB Joshua realized in me. TB Joshua took the initiative of inviting me in his office personally. I was 13 years old. From then, my relationship and TB Joshua was very close, and there are a lot of things TB Joshua used to encourage me when I told him that, Bwana Pastor, I want in future to be preaching the gospel of God. He told me it's a very tough journey, but there are things you need to pass through. I accepted everything. TB Joshua, like I said, as a very close friend, even his wife don't know how he died. I know how TB Joshua died. I know how his life ended. I said in the previous interview, I can explain the death of TB Joshua in either pictorial, in a video form, or I can just explain it as you follow and you realize what I'm saying is true. Nothing but the truth. I'm very sad, Mr. Pashwa. The other time I was reading on BBC. I don't know who is controlling this BBC, and I don't know why they have stood up against the African evangelists. TB Joshua, when he was alive, he really helped the Europeans, the white man. They came there desperate. Even some of them could not afford transport to go back to their country. TB Joshua helped them in my present. I'm telling you for free. He could go take money from, he had a safe. He could go take money from the safe. He could bless a large number of these white people. TB Joshua has paid school fees for not only Nigerians, but students from all over Africa. TB Joshua has not only lifted one person, but many people who are preaching in their churches today. They are saying, yes, TB Joshua had disciples. He even informed me of it. And he told me, because you are following the footsteps of Jesus Christ, if you grow and God blesses you, have disciples. But people are coming and saying that these disciples, when TB Joshua could want to go to the toilet, he could remove his trouser half, then the disciples could pull the rest. After finishing in the toilet, he could pull it half, then his disciples finishes. What does that show? This indicates openly that these people are accusing TB Joshua of being a gay. They are saying indirect that TB Joshua was a gay.
What about the story of virgins?
Let me tell you, my brother. I really don't know why these people stood up to give false information to the media. They are saying TB Joshua could request for 2 virgins every day. He breaks them, he sleeps with them, have sex and fun the whole night. Even these people who are talking, if you give them even 1 virgin every day, they cannot even manage to have sex like 3 shots a day. These people who are talking evil about TB Joshua, they're saying he was having 2 virgins. Remember, TB Joshua has a wife. So it means TB Joshua could deal with 3 wives, 3 women in a day. Can it happen?
But they're saying that the wife was not even aware of the bedroom in that large bungalow in the synagogue. There's a large bungalow. So the wife was not allowed to go to the bedroom. So can you react on that?
Do you know the meaning of a wife? Do you know that every cloth that TB Joshua could put on, it was decided by the wife? My brother, I've been in TB Joshua's house. TB Joshua's house is very big. TB Joshua has maids and maidens. These girls, they perform a very different role apart from TB Joshua's wife. They could wash TB Joshua's clothes using the laundries machines, but they were not allowed to take the clothes in TB Joshua's room. There is a specific place, even today. If this BBC, they think that they are saying the true thing, I want them today. They go to TB Joshua's house. They will find after sitting room, there's a certain room where clothes are like dirty clothes and clean clothes are arranged. After these maids finishing, like after they have done with the ironing and washing the clothes, they take the clothes in that room. The wife could then come and take it from there, put it in their room. He was the person who was deciding what TB Joshua was going to wear that day he was going to preach. So the issue of TB Joshua having sex with the 10 sijui, I don't know, girls. He was beating his son. Even Jesus Christ alipiga watu kanisani. He fought with the people in the temple. Why? They were misbehaving in the temple. I'm not blaming this son. I don't know.
It's a lady.
She's saying that TB Joshua was mistreating her. You have bad manners. And your father is a church leader.
And did you see that girl in that compound, that church?
Okay, this girl, no, she was not among the TB Joshua's kids that I knew. She was not among them. I really don't know why. And because it is my first time to see her in the media when she was talking evil things about TB Joshua. I never saw her, and I've been there for more than 9 months.
What about the issue of honey? He used to pour honey in the underpants. And then the disciples could, I think, kind of licking.
You know, they are saying what the media, BBC, I don't know, BBC is exaggerating these things. They are saying they have hired people to preach against TB Joshua. TB Joshua was a paramount priest. He was a paramount prophet. He was superior. So these people want to finish his ministry.
Let me hold for you.
These people want to finish his ministry once and for all. So they want to start generating stories that are not there so that they can finish it.
You see, there was a woman in that whole documentary of BBC. I think there are around 3 episodes of 50 minutes each. So there's this specific lady who was testifying on the challenges that she went through while in the synagogue. And we could actually see her in action. And she was the one who was saying all the negative sides of TB Joshua, all the weaknesses. So what do you have to say? Because it's like you are defending the TB Joshua.
You know, you can exaggerate anything on media. You can say anything on media. When you come to me desperately, you really need my help. And I don't offer to you directly. You have the guts to go outside there and talk evil upon me. Where was she when Joshua was alive? Why couldn't she reveal the secrets when he was alive? Because she knew that she had no evidence and TB Joshua could outsmash her. Like my brother, these women, I think they just want attention. And they are being used by some people who want to establish their ministry, to market their ministry. Oh God.
There is this woman from Britain. She was also part and parcel of the documentary. And she said that she came from Britain. I think she was a lesbian. So she went to Nigeria hoping that she will turn straight. And TB Joshua smashed her. What do you have to say?
Does she have the evidences that TB Joshua smashed her?
No evidence, actually.
She has no evidence. She's a white woman, right? White people really oppressed the Africans. And white people are the one who are fighting TB Joshua's ministry. The same white people who slaved the Africans are the same white people going down the villages, giving people money so that they can come on the camera and talk negative things about TB Joshua so that the ministry of TB Joshua can go down. They are trying everything to make the ministry of TB Joshua to fall, because you know the ministry of TB Joshua does not advocate. In fact, of late days they were bitterly fighting this issue of people of the same gender getting married. I think after they put it open on the media, this is why they are being fought. Any white person, to me, they cannot complain. Any white person, to me, They enslaved our fathers. They enslaved our grandfathers. They have now come with their own channel called BBC. If I was a leader in Africa, I couldn't even allow that channel to be aired here in Africa. These people are so biased. I am a fan of football. Yesterday I was watching football. There's this goalkeeper for AC Milan. This goalkeeper, the white people were chanting against him like gorilla. This goalkeeper marched out of the goal and went in the dressing room. The match was stopped. The white people are the most evil individuals in the continent. They are fighting Africans in any way. I personally, if I had the guards and if I had all, like, let me say, if I had all the abilities, I could even ban them from coming to our continent. They are destroying our brothers. They are destroying our mothers. They are destroying our culture. They are destroying our brothers and sisters. By them introducing their culture to Africa, they are the same people who are fighting TB Joshua. I'm telling you for free. Go and do your investigations. They are funding Africans against their fellow Africans. Remember the times of World War. How were Africans being slaved? Africans were being slaved using, the white were using the fellow Africans to treat and trade other Africans. They can come here, they realize that you are the superior, they make you the chief so that you can oppress your fellow other Africans. I'm telling you, my brother, the truth will come and stand. They are saying that TB Joshua was wearing his pant, putting honey on it, telling the disciples to come and suck. May God forgive them. But I'm telling that BBC because even BBC, right now people are hating it. Why? It is not giving the correct statistics of the political of the United States of America. There's this election which is coming very soon between Donald Trump and who? The current Joe Biden. These people are talking positive against one person and they are talking negative against other person. They are not straight to the points. They are not telling the world what the world needs to hear. They are telling the world what they want the world to hear. They are fighting TB Joshua's ministry by all means. Like I told you, nobody knows how TB Joshua died. TB Joshua was a very close friend to me. At my young age, I never attended his burial.
Can you say you were his spiritual son?
I'm like his spiritual son. I'm TB Joshua, maybe. Because after his death, it is the way I emerged from him.
He said that after Jesus, God sent him. So what about you? After TB Joshua, you have been sent.
Okay, I cannot say after TB Joshua, God, I have emerged. But I'm following TB Joshua's footsteps. And I'm very bold to say that. Because TB Joshua was a true man of God. He was preaching the true gospel. TB Joshua was helping people openly. He was healing people in front of cameras. Kila mtu anaona. Everybody was seeing what TB Joshua was doing. TB Joshua has lifted the economy of Nigeria. Now Nigeria is in the map because of that guy. And people coming up with the BBC, fake channels, talking against TB Joshua. Fellow Africans, we should not accept the stupidity of the white man against us. This BBC is from the European. Don't we have our own channels that can make an investigation upon the matters of our own individuals? Like, why are we Africans so desperate? We are listening to these idiots. When I go to Uganda, I call the Ugandans my brothers. When I go to South Africa, I call them my brothers. When anybody asks me, where are you right now? And I'm in South Africa. I don't tell them I'm in South Africa. No, I say I am home. South Africa is home. Rwanda is home. Kigali is home. Uganda is home. Tanzania, go to Mali, go to Ethiopia. It is home. Anybody coming from Senegal, Nigeria, anybody coming from Niger, they are my brothers and sisters. We should not allow these people to stand against us. They are the ones who started the issue of people of the same gender to intermarry. Right? The white. Why are they forcing us? Because our presidents have rejected what they are saying. They are denying us the rights of us doing business with them.
You are speaking like Mugabe.
Not Mugabe.
Are you following?
Not only Mugabe.
The late Mugabe.
I really love this person from South Africa.
Oh, Malema.
Malema speaks nothing but the truth. I usually wish he was a pastor. Me and him, we could form a very good group. Preach the true gospel.
He was in Kenya a few months ago.
Yes, he was in Kenya, and I was among the youths who met him. Yes, I was among the youths who met him.
Wow. Now, speaking of BBC, there's this company known as MultiChoice, the owner of DSTV, GoTV.
I have heard that they have removed.
Yes, they deregistered Emmanuel TV from the channel, and it's owned. Those are Africans.
It is they have disowned. Even I want to use a good example. Our youths outside there, they love watching football, right? And they use DSTV. Right now, there's something called African Cup of Nations is going on in the continent. If you see the way these people are airing this thing, you'll just realize that they are so biased. They are not doing it the way they do it in Europe. So removing Emmanuel TV from the DSTV, I'm not shocked. They should remove it and remove all African channels. In fact, me personally, I can't use DSTV in my place. I can't use it. I don't use it, and I can't use it. Let me use the GoTV, which was brought by an African person. Let me use there are many from Africa. We should love our own.
The Star Times, maybe.
The Star Times. Let us use our own.
Yeah, because if you talk of GoTV, also it's owned by MultiChoice. It's
the same. My brother, let me tell you for free. When I go abroad there to go and preach, my target is not even to preach to these people because they are Satans in my eyes. I usually meet a very large number of Africans living outside there. Preach to them in our language. Preach to them in English. If a white man comes and join us, well. And if I hate these people personally, what makes me hate them so much? When they draw a picture of Satan, they paint the Satan in black. When they draw a picture of Jesus Christ, they paint him as a white man. Why? They are calling us Satan indirect, and yet we are still tunawabudu. And yet we still go to them as if you are so desperate. They are calling, Jesus.
Guys, I'm very neutral. The views which are being expressed here belong to Mahewa, and I think everyone has a right to give opinions. No. We, as the media team, we are very neutral. We don't lean on any side. We don't hate anybody.
Mr. Pashwa, you have seen the picture of Satan, right?
Yeah, in many books.
How does it look in pictorial form? Black. Right? And they call him Giza.
And some horns.
Black. And when they draw the picture of Jesus Christ or God, they paint him. Or even Maria, the mother to Jesus, they paint him in.
But I think even we Africans, if you're given a chance to draw Satan, I think you'll draw him in the same way.
We will draw in the same way. Why? Because they told us this is how he looks like. Just the way Africans, we were born trusting, like not all Africans, we were born like believing in Jesus Christ. When a movie of Jesus Christ come, have you ever seen any black man over there?
No.
You will never see. Why should they market a black man? Why? These people are so evil.
I think let's wrap up this interview for today. Nabii Mahewa is a bit emotional because his friend, the trending story of TB Joshua. TB Joshua was a close friend of Nabii Mahewa, and I think I could just call him Nabii Mahewa's spiritual father. Yeah. So maybe as we close this interview, maybe the last segment on TB Joshua, my last comments.
Fellow Africans, it is now time for us to reunite. It is now time not to call yourself a Kenyan, a Ugandan, a Tanzanian. It is our time to call ourselves my brother, my sister. When I go to Tanzania, say I am home. Don't say I'm in Tanzania. Say I am home. When I go to Nigeria, I am home. When you go to Mali, Cameroon, you are home. It is then you can, when you go to Morocco, you can now say you are in Morocco because they once said they are not Africans. When you go to Egypt, you can say you are not home. But when you are with your fellow Africa, I want us to think together. These people, the white, these people, they are really taking us like idiots. And indeed, we are accepting it. I really thank President Ruto when he said, if you want to come to Kenya, don't come with a visa. Who introduced visa? The white. If you go to their continent, they are not using visa. They introduced it. Now wakasema it cannot be used in their continent. Let us go and do business in Africa with it. If someone want to travel from Uganda to Kenya, they must have visa. President Ruto sat down and realized that, oh, these people are doing this and this. He rejected. Do you need a visa to go home? Do you really need a visa to go home? You don't. I don't need a visa to go home. I don't need a passport to go home. When I'm going to Rwanda, I am going home. Fellow Africans, it is now time we open up, we think together, we stop following these people. They started their churches, they gave us to us like the Catholic. I really appreciate Dr. Boni Khalwale, the current senator of Kakamega. He stood up in a certain funeral and said, we are a Catholic, but we will not accept marriage of the same gender. It will not be accepted in African. If there's any European person is watching me, I want to tell you, I'm a God-fearing person. I don't fear any white man, or I don't fear your government. If you want to intermarry, go marry your brothers, take your brother, like intermarry, men to men, women to men, women to women. But we Africans, we as the spiritual leaders, we are going to fight you and preach against you. I'm going to have a 7-day prayer session to fight for calamities in your continent. That's why Africans will always enjoy their climate and will always cry for winter, summer, floods, earthquakes, and all the things. Because what you're doing to Africans, chanting to them as if they are animals. Now, you have come to Africa in my brothers, in our brothers' land, Nigeria. You are preaching against Pastor TB Joshua. TB Joshua was man of God. TB Joshua respected God. He did not worship Satan. If you wanted him to worship Satan and promote your gayism, we are sorry as Africans. We will not have that gayism. We will not have that lesbianism. And TB Joshua rested in peace, preaching the true gospel that God had sent him. I want to forsake you and tell you openly, we will not follow your culture. We will not follow your culture. If you are tired in leaving Africa, if you are tired in investing in Africa, leave on our continent and go to Europe. Leave our continent and go to European. Go live in your countries. I want to tell you, BBC and every stations which have ganged up against TB Joshua, we are not going to allow you intimidate our African spiritual leaders. TB Joshua died because God decided his time was up. He was going to rest and is resting. We will not allow you to come out in the media giving our poor sons and daughters money to come and give false witnesses. This lady, a white woman, who stood up and said she was a lesbianism, she came in Africa to find help. Do you really trust that she came in Africa to find help? Do you really trust this woman? They believe that the Africans cannot bring help to them. I want to tell you openly, if you are tired with our continent, with our culture, leave our continent. We don't want you to invest here. Go. We will not follow your culture. We will not follow your culture. I know you are talking of TB Joshua because you want to make his ministry fall down so that you can succeed with your missions of gayism and lesbianism. It will not succeed. That is not our culture. We cannot marry fellow men. We cannot marry fellow women. European respect Africa. We are a continent by our own. We can stand for our own. The things you are using in European, 99% of them comes from Africa. Even the gold medals that you give our winners, those who comes from Africa, it comes from Africa. You must respect TB Joshua. And I promise you, anybody who is going to talk negative about TB Joshua, from today, I will struck you with thunder. I will not spare you. People are going to die like flies. Today, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to pray against the BBC, the false media. You cannot be talking false things against TB Joshua. Africans should stop watching BBC. It is a false media. It is a media generated by Europeans who want to make Africans fail in what they are doing. And we will not allow you intimidate our culture. TB Joshua is man of God and is resting. Just like I said, if you are tired with our culture, leave our continent and fly back to your continent. Go home. Go to your home. We are home, and we will not allow you intimidate our spiritual leader. We will stand against you. We will preach against you. Our people will stop watching your channels. We are going to use our own. I really thank God because Africa has really developed. We have our own minerals. We have our own governments. We can run our own governments. These people, you are seeing, they are talking against the African leaders. They colonized Africans. They took Africans' wealth to their countries. And now they are fighting our African leaders. We will not allow it. Even if it will force us to use spiritual ways, we will fight you with the spiritual ways. Africans are believed to be good in spiritual matters. We will fight you and will not spare you. Mr. Pasho, I'm very disappointed with these people because TB Joshua used to help people open. He used to donate food. Even these Europeans you seeing here, some of them, they sleep in the street. TB Joshua could go and give them easy cartons, easy niniza kulala. And they are here giving false information about TB Joshua. How can a pastor take honey in his pants and call his disciples to come and suck? Fellow Africans, stop listening to this idiot's information. Why did they wait until he died so that they are talking about him? They are bringing people saying that they are daughters and sons of TB Joshua. Where were they when he was alive? Were you even in the books ya watoto wa TB Joshua? If I had power today, do you know why the European killed this guy from Uganda? What was his name? Idi Amin. Idi Amin could not entertain this nonsense. Idi Amin gave them how many days? 1 week, 1 month to pack their belongings and go to their continent. If I was if I was a leader in Kenya, if I was a leader in Africa, I could mobilize my fellow leaders. If you cannot go as per our culture, leave our continent. If you cannot live like Ugandans, leave our continent. Uganda is home. If you cannot live like South Africans, leave our continent. South Africa is home. Go. It pains me when I see Christians in the churches bowing down to an idol painted a white man, calling it Jesus or Maria. It really pains me. Then they paint a black man. They call them Satan. And these people, they are watching me. They follow. Even the Bible asks a very good question in Kiswahili. Ni nani aliwalaani? This means, who really cast you? This is the Bible. When you read the Bible, it says, who cast you? Ni nani aliwalaani? Ni sisi wenyewe. It is us. We have decided to live in their ways. We have decided these people to mislead us. Today, I want to tell you, the most superior people in the continent are Africans. A person who is holding the record for 100 meters rally is called Usain Bolt. Is an African. A person who is tough in boxing, Anthony Joshua, is an African. The best athletics in the whole world comes from Africa. Be it in short or long relays, they come from Africa. The person who is holding the best golfer is an Africa. It's called Tiger who? Something Tiger. It's a black African. It is only in a group play like football, an African cannot win something like a Ballon d'Or. Why? Biasness. They cannot accept it. They cannot accept an African to come and win when they are there. Can you really compare somebody like Lionel Messi to somebody like Vinicius Jr.? You cannot. But they say, look, can you? There's this goalkeeper who was playing for Chelsea, Edward Mendy. He won everything, but he was never given the gloves because he was in a group competition. They believe an African cannot win it. Mora, this lady from Kenya, she won. She broke 3 records under 1 month. Instead of these people naming her the best athlete of the year, they introduced something else to fool us so that they can give their own the best athlete of the year. But come to one-on-one fight, an African and a European. Because if I give you a knockout and you fell down, you can't even wake up. Can we call you a winner? No, we cannot call you a winner. I'll be a winner. There will be a fair play. These people are doing everything to make us look so weird. But Africans keep outshining them every day, every day, every day, every day. Look at our presidents, the way they are performing. but you cannot find that they are naming them as the best politicians of the year. You can never find them. Now, Africa has the most powerful preachers. Talk of Pastor War, who is in Brazil
right now.
Yeah. He's helping these guys. They cannot help themselves. He's helping them. Talk of TB Joshua, who helped many of them. Even Ezekiel is helping some of them. They are so desperate. When they hear like a good African, an African player is good, they send their daughters to marry, to be married by that African player, so that the wealth remain in their continent. If you are a good musician from Africa, like Burna Boy, they find you a good woman from their continent, so that this man can go to their continent. That is stupidity, Mr. Pashwa. Somebody like me cannot tolerate this stupidity and unscientific things. The Europeans should stop their nonsense and should give African freedom to do their own things. How many TV channels are in Africa?
Many of them.
Many.
Do you believe one day everyone will live in harmony? The Europeans, the Africans, the Asians, everyone will live in harmony like one.
If we Africans decide to be one, if we Africans today wake up in the morning and say, I'm in Uganda and I'm a Kenyan, I'm home. If we Africans call if a Kenyan calls a South African lady or woman, man, my brother, then African is the continent that can unite more than any other continent in the world. Because Africa has the most understanding people in the continent, in the whole world. Africa has the most understanding people. The most bright people, the most clever people comes from Africa. If they realize that you can make something, they take you to their continent. You make some things in 2-3 years, they kill you. They take our doctors. If they realize that you are a good doctor and you are in Kenya, they take you to their continent. You go work there. They don't want anything good to remain in our continent. That's why they come to Africa. They mine our gold. They go with it. When our brothers and sisters go to compete in Olympics, they are given the same gold medal that was mined in our continent. If Africans, we can stop our boundary war and be one, we can be the most peaceful. We can have our own. Today, Kenyans are manufacturing their own phones. They don't import Huawei, Samsung from European. Kenyans are manufacturing their own phones. Apart from them, Kenyans today they really import little because technology is improving, and these people are afraid when we improve in our technology. Me as a preacher, there are some things I cannot allow to happen. Any African man who is suffering, like the way the Saudi Arabia people are doing to our daughters, they will never have peace in the whole world. They will never enjoy life. They will have lots of money, but their life is so miserable. Those people, Africans, we are so privileged. We are so privileged. A lot of things we get them from the farms. An African person can get sick today without using a medicine. Tomorrow is okay. But these people cannot. Be it a hot sun, I can sustain it. Be it a windy season, I'm able to sustain it too. So Bwana Pashwa, I'm very disappointed with how people are taking TB Joshua. And I'll keep fighting for him because I know where he is resting.
What is this one word that or one thing that Joshua told you before he passed on?
TB Joshua stood with one word: stand for the truth, say the truth, suffer because of the truth. Stand for the truth, stay for the truth, suffer because of the truth. Let them say about you because of your truth. If you do that, even God accepts you in every way. So stay for the truth, stand for the truth, suffer for the truth, preach the gospel. Don't follow what they want. Do what is there and what is written. I've never heard the story of gays in people intermarrying in the Bible. It is not there.
It was maybe in Sodom and Gomorrah. So God punished them.
And it was destroyed bitterly. It was destroyed. It was destroyed. And if that punishment comes to the current world, there will be no earth. And I thank God because all the calamities goes there to our brothers, to the white people. Earthquakes comes in Africa. Does it destroy us the way it destroys them? No. So we Africans, we should be so thankful to God. Just being an Africa, thank God. It is not for you. It is not a must for you to travel to European to go and work there. Be in your land, prophesy to people, preach to them, heal your fellow Africans. Achana na watu ambao hawezi kusaidia. Yeah. So I take this opportunity to condemn BBC, and I would urge them to pull down all the things they are writing against Pastor Joshua. Because one thing, you have no authority. BBC, you have no authority to come in Africa, in our home. You have no authority to come in our home to investigate what is in our home. You go release it in your media. You should concentrate with what is going in your home. Your home is deteriorating. Everything is going bad in your home, and you are concentrated with our home. BBC, concentrate in writing what concerns your home. Stop writing documentaries about our brothers and sisters from Africa. Concentrate in writings about your sons and daughters, about Gaza, about the wars in your continent, about the corruption in your continent, about the evil things in your continent. Leave Africans alone. This is a message to BBC. Leave Africans alone. We have many TV stations, we have many radio stations that we can establish ourselves on, that can write our stories, that can write our books. We don't want help from you, BBC, from any European media to come and write what is in our home. Leave our home alone. We gave you our son Barack Obama from Africa. He was your best leader you have ever met. Leave our home. If you want to write anything on media, write about what is going in your continent. Nigeria is a small country. You cannot compare the population of Nigeria, which has a population of 295 million people, with a population of your continent. Let me take, for example, USA, which has a population over 360 something. Go write about them. There are many false prophets, pastors in your continent. Go write about them. Make documentaries about how evil is Donald Trump, how evil is the president of America, trying to bring the issue of gayism in our continent. Go and write those evils. Leave my brothers and sisters from South Africa, leave my brothers and sisters from Nigeria alone. If you fight us, if you fight us physically using media, we are going to fight you spiritually. You are the best in spiritual world. We will fight you. And I'm not afraid of you, BBC. If you want to write anything evil against me too, go and establish even magazines and books. But leave our brothers and sisters alone. TB Joshua is resting. How many false prophets have you had in your continent that you have never made even a single documentary? You want to write about TB Joshua. Leave our home alone. Africa is not your home. Africa is our home. When you talk of somebody's home, you are mad. When you come to my house and you write what is in my house, you publish it on media, you are a mad person. So you traveling all the way from Europe, coming to Africa, speaking about Africa, speaking about our brothers and sisters in Africa, it is madness. You are mad. There are many things these people can write about their continent. Why should they come and write about our own continent? Nigeria is not their home. Kenya is not their home. They are not blacks like us. They call us monkeys. They are so racist. They don't punish those people who call our brothers who play football monkeys. They throw bananas to them. They don't punish them. They pretend to be good people, coming wearing white clothes so that they can look angels before our eyes, yet they are the devils. The black devil that you guys usually draw, it is a white man. And the white man that you call Jesus Christ, it is the Jesus Christ. It is the African man. Go back to your continent, think about your issues. First World War, Second World War, even the Third World War, which was fought during Corona time, it was established by you. You brought it to Africa. Leave our Africa alone. If you are tired of doing business in Africa, leave our continent alone. They should go. Me personally, even in my church, I don't want them in.
That is so harsh.
They should go. These people are evil. I don't want them even in my village. They mistreat our brothers and sisters in their continent. They kill our brothers. If today you die in America, do you know how they will write on your coffin? Human remains. They don't respect humanity. They don't respect human life, more so if you are an African. They will not even construct a good coffin to put you in. They will take something like a cotton, they put you in, they wrap you in their polythene papers, they write on that cotton box, human remains being deported to Africa.
This a parcel.
Yes, like a parcel. Even they don't carry it well. They put it in the engine of the aeroplane so that you can swell. These people really mistreat our Africans. And Africans are there watching BBC. BBC should be if I was the president of Kenya today, if I was the president of Africa, I should ban BBC, DSTV in general. You see, there's this content creator called Andrew Kibe. Andrew Kibe used to do something called YouTube. Like the way you are doing YouTube. This thing is being run by these people. Because Andrew Kibe was talking reality. They took his money from YouTube. They terminated his YouTube channel. But Andrew Kibe is a God-blessed person. He came out with an app that Africans can rely on. Africans should even move out from these YouTube things. They go take the African app that runs the same way as the YouTube. We should learn how to use our own. I don't know how is it called, Africa. Africa. We should go download Africa. Let us use our own. These people are mistreating us. They don't want to see us moving forward. If today you go to America, you open a Facebook page, you start putting content, they pay you. Come to Africa, you open a Facebook page, you have a content with great viewership, you are not allowed to monetize. You cannot earn. Go open a TikTok account in Europe. You are paid. Come to Africa, open a TikTok account. You cannot be paid if you cannot be sent gifts or get these endorsements. Today, my brother, I'm telling you for free because it really pains me day and night to see how these people are oppressing our brothers and sisters. These people today come like in a country like in Kenya. If you do content on YouTube and you earn your money, you just receive your money. But if you are in Africa and the people are viewing you from abroad, if your money comes like 1 million, they take 400,000, they give you 6 million. What is that? And it is only done to Africans.
They give you 600,000.
They give you 600,000, they take 400,000 as their tax. Why are they doing this to Africans? It is now time for Africans. We should see there. Go to Nairobi. Chinese are all over. Even the train, an African man cannot ride it.
The Kenyan one.
The Kenyan SGR. It is being driven by 2 Chinese. Why? This is not your continent. Leave what is in our continent alone. If you cannot do what we can do or what we want, leave our continent and go. That is my message. I am a God-fearing person, but I cannot entertain dictatorship. This is dictatorship. If you cannot be in our culture, go. And if you think you can fight us, let us fight spiritually. We will send great calamities in your continent. You will be crying and running to Africa. Africa is a home where we accept everybody, but we cannot accept your culture.
Is it something like a threat?
It is not a threat. It is a message I'm passing to them. It is a message I'm telling them. They should listen to my message. I hope this message is not going to be shared by Pashwa alone. You should send this message also to Nairobi Gossip. You should send this message also to Kakande TV in Uganda. You should also send this message to different medias of Africa. They should share this message. I want it to reach to these people who are oppressing the Africans. I don't like this. If today a president like, let's say, Joe Biden, he wants to speak to African leaders, they will travel in a bus like school students going to see one president. What makes him so superior? 54 president going to see you in buses. That is stupidity. You are a president, you want to speak to an African leader, find one president. If it is in Kenya, speak to that person. Go to Uganda, speak to the president, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Go to Rwanda, go to any country, speak to those individuals. Don't call them in buses because you think you offer them. We can survive without them. Yes.
Yeah, so we have had a very long interview here, and Nabii Mahewa has been sharing. Nabii means prophet, for those who are watching outside the borders of Kenya. And he has a lot to say, actually. And if you want to listen to him, we have made very many stories about him. We have had very many interviews one-on-one with him. You can also follow him on social media platforms. Maybe if you have maybe the newly opened channels that people should follow.
Okay, if you want to get me, just go to your YouTube channel. Get me at Nabii Mahewa TV. Not Instagram, YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Nabii Mahewa TV. Other social medias, I will align with my director, and I think he will share with you. You can share them down the screen.
All right.
Then my phone number is only one, and that phone number usually receives money. Yeah, if you call me, send me money, because I love money. I use money a lot. 0702 530570. 0702 53 0570. If you want to talk to me directly, talk to me.
Okay.
And if you want to criticize me, call me on that number, criticize me. If you are a BBC member or agent, call me. I will shut you down.
So you are ready for the challenge?
I will shut the idiots down. They should leave our continent alone.
All right.
They should even dismantle the DSTV waende nazo. They should go with their DSTV. We don't want them. If they remove our African channel on it, they should remove the DSTV in our continent. We don't want it. We can use our Go TVs. We can use Zuku, the ones that have been implemented by Africans. There are many. We can use the aerials that we used to use long time ago. Yes.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.
We are not desperate. We are not desperate. Africans are not desperate. If you're tired with us, leave our continent and go. And if we talk of TB Joshua, I will fight BBC in Africa. And that channel is going to be demonetized in Africa. People are not going to watch because it talks about false.